Hey everyone. So today I will be performing, hopefully all of part one of Reality, which may also become its own EP and is an a cappella concept album that I've been incubating really ever since late 2018 and early 2019 when I was at Reed College finishing my undergraduate senior thesis, and I took my first collegiate music theory class. So a lot of these ideas percolated together then. And wonderfully enough, Jake's talk really contextualized quite a lot of my own thoughts and even some of my own vocabulary around this project. So, unlike what you may have imagined for the title of this performance, this concept album is not so much a totalizing implication of what I think of as a hegemonic version of reality, but rather is a critique of that very paradigm. But it is also much more. It addresses the hegemonic lenses, senses, and modalities of adaptation and declaration that has been taken for granted historically within the Eurocentric lens of philosophy in academia and in our lives. So some that have come to mind today involve procedural reason as well as ocular centrism. And really, I ask for the listener to consider the implicit and the illicit, and to elicit the nature of how we and those in power and in the academy complex, or a collective mind-body politic that I will be unpacking more in my future dissertation, and how all these construct the nature of truth and by extension reality itself. And by whom and for whom? What is considered knowledge? What makes the cut as truth or reality? Who is deemed valuable and worthy enough to know and to bestow truths? Upon who, for what purposes, and through which lenses of privilege do we adopt our perspectives? And where might be our blind spots? As you can see, I have a very enthusiastic troupe with me. And where might be our deaf spots? So anyone who's studied Western classical music, this will help give a little context here, may understand the epistemic lens of what is considered good has revolved around the creation of counterpoint theory, which, summarily emphasizes consonance and minimization and resolution of dissonance. Dissonance was seen as an inherently bad or even evil thing to prolong or to leave unresolved in the formation of classical Western music theory. And fun fact, the tritone, which is an augmented fifth on piano, Jack is playing, was literally viewed as the sound of the devil. So this perception really took hold after the fall of the Roman Empire, during the Middle Ages, through the medieval European Christian church lens. And the ecclesiastical traditions during this time actually, not quite banned, but strongly discouraged and avoided tritones from their performances in church because they were afraid of summoning the devil and its evil implications. So, fun fact, the vocalized equivalent of the tritone in solfeggio is actually saw. And I didn't find that out until after I had already named myself. So that may give you a taste of what's to come. So this album of what I would call academic a cappella is designed really as a dialogical reflection, a call and response, a protest to the problematic tendencies and hegemonies of Eurocentrism, including the... Can you just...
Oh, sorry.
We're getting there, okay. Let's do it. Including the privileging of rationalism, reductionism, scientism, and empiricism, to a critique on also militarization, right, and that procedural reason, colonization and patriarchy, and by extension, the colonization of our very lives, I feel, through our epistemes, and the privileging of very specific sensory and apprehensive modalities within reality itself. This is a practical reason, I feel, why philosophy is so important and so necessary, as the undergirding of reality in our polities and societies themselves have implications to how we live our lives, how capitalism can continue to thrive. Our metaphysics, our epistemology have political implications. And as Jake alluded to already, the potential for disaster comes through the relinquishment of our agency and the blind adoption of hegemonic or destructive epistemes and the consent to elite and power. So this presentation of Reality Part 1 is many things for me. It is a reflection on and rebellion against these themes through the medium of music, purposefully incorporating dissonance and the deliberate stylistic choices that I made at times, not only to leave dissonance unresolved, but to heighten and amplify its tension. And this is a metaphorical unfolding too. I think of what good philosophers do, that sit with tension and paradox, grapple with answers and possibilities, valuing and questioning and feeling wonder and terror all at once. And thematically, it is also a warning and a clarion call, and an invitation in the spirit of protest to disrupt and dismantle assumptions and to elicit forth insights and alternatives. And it portrays a grappling of antagonistic and protagonistic forces through a dash of theatricality with philosophy and poetry. So it offers us a grappling with what reality could be through this kaleidoscopic collage of, perhaps one would say, speculative partialities and perspective, but only after we shed the context and we carefully evaluate what remains, if anything. So this part, I'm hoping to perform 6 songs. 2 are very short, don't worry. And I may end up ending just before. So I'm just going to give you the working titles straight through because I'm planning to just go through them all. First will be Glory, and then Breathe the Breeze, Galaxy, Corporeal Interlude, and then if there's time, I will sing The Imaginal and I Ask Part 1. So Jack and Ruihao are joining me for this first song on piano and drums, as you can imagine. And then I will sing. So please do refrain from any questions until after. You can maybe come talk to me. And yeah, just fair warning, the performance will be dissonant. It will be intense. It will be dark. It will be experimental. And also sometimes consonant and hopeful and, more pretty. And I offer this as a fractal of what I think reality could be or what maybe it is. So without further ado, here's Glory in Reality Part 1. Is our ideal absolute. So will you get up and meet your maker, or else you'll be doomed? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I promise to maintain the truth you've been given. I promise to not to be stricken. I promise to maintain the truth that you've been given. Don't be stricken by the meaningless tides. Find inside your mind a new place to unwind. Find inside your mind a new place to unwind. This time you'll be part of the paradigm. We have you in our grasp, and now our hands will twist and turn until they bend and break. Release the bondages of bending.
demanding regime, subsumed by our boots and time. We're marching to the new pace of the paradigm in place. A modern future has arrived and is abounding. Nothing is imaginary anymore. We have it all in our store and grasping and fathoming something new. Grasping and fathoming the real to subsume everything in its way. Grasping and fathoming the empirical regime to hold another stake in its place. You won't be resumed, consumed by everything you've done and do and will. In time, you'll take what's given and rewind anew. But time, my books are locked up in a monstrous cage. We're at stake, you see, it's all about our fate, shaping everything around us, constantly shaping, mistaking everything you say, and senses abounding inside of perception, senses reveling a glory and glory to newborn, glory to the newborn, glory to the newborn, glory to glory. Thanks, Jack and Ruihao. All right. These earnest pleas begin desperately. I can't help but resist the feelings to breathe, pacify myself and isolate my expectations from my desires and needs. Oh, how becoming of you are, as you look to the stars, only for a moment, for your mind hurt itself and turned away to the road and mundane. And what's invested is truly in the palm of your hands. It's in the glistening of a mirror reflected back at you. Oh, how proud you are to look yourself in the eyes, for knowing what is the truth, for knowing what is true. Trying to find what blind and pacify her, feminized her, a passive and mysterious her, to be invaded, penetrated with depth, in the inadequacy of a patriarchal gaze that's been sustained for centuries. For centuries. When will we see? When will we breathe a breeze again? In reality, the night unfolds, the night unfolds. In reality, the night unfolds. The night unfolds. And it's beckoning and awakening within you. You just haven't heard it yet. So will you come and realize what's inside yourself and freeze? Ooh, liberation of the soul. It's such a glorious thing to behold, but so difficult in the present, 'cause it lends us to be more than ourselves in our society. Please, can you feel it inside your imagination? It's becoming one with you and all of creation. They've taken a part of our soul, and the city's controlling our minds. Everything all we do is investigable, practice detection of who you thought you knew. Oh, trusted in what is investment anyway, feeding the monstrous behemoth that's growing perpetually from all the violent excursions, prejudice perpetuated substantially. Oh, instantiated, we are created from a progenitor, but whose source is wildly debated. Are we a part of a reckoning or an appendix to someone else's story? Who will we be, actualized from our present normality, freed by constraints that have been placed over us, so that a precipitation of a new reality can be created in this moment now? Ooh, are we finding the meaning appropriately? Are we searching futilely in our time for something like the galaxy? Something like a galaxy spiraling, galaxy twining, this galaxy, cosmic dancing web of primordial creations. Oh, the galaxy. Does creativity necessitate a fall from grace? Does creativity necessitate a fall from grace? Does creativity necessitate a state of ephemeral rapture? Imagine the capture inside of the capsule in your mind. We take flight in time. The imaginal, the real, when they converge, you can feel everything you've never felt before. It all seems to be so subjectively embedded inside our corporeal perspective of reality, doesn't it? imaginal. The imaginal. Oh, for once could you see the imaginal instantiated? Oh, hey. Accelerate and replicate new changes to create and sustain the ordained from the real. What do you feel? You'll find when you look what is inside. What do you choose to prioritize? Are the things all weighted equally, or do you take all things in stride? Do you not feel so much strife when your heart isn't aligned with your mind all the time? When there's a disconnect inside from the inquiries sustaining themselves by your health, feeding off the energies that breed inside our minds, feeding, grasping, and fathoming for the real, to be subsumed by subside to the imaginal. Oh, the thought grasping and fathoming the real, to be subsumed by subside to the imaginal. The imaginal, taking precedence. Oh, the thought, the imaginal, holding significance. Just for once consider the imaginal, gaining precedence in our minds. The imaginal, holding significance through our eyes. Oh, how wondrous would it be to have all these pleasantries and poetry divided by no time that we unfold when we accelerate ourselves in the tides of reality, corporeality. Why does it feel so authentic to some more than others? Oh, gradations play such a necessary role in how we conceive and construe our truths. From youth we're living with the news, the spirit like a ruse, a linear time and temporalities catching up to me. So now I see finally what is and not what's meant to be. Such a disconnect, a disparate separation from that which is created, exchanged, and hinted at, a catalyzation of a precipitation of a source from something above, grasping and fathoming for the imaginal, to hold precedence over the real, grasping and fathoming the imaginal, to have precedence for once, to hold significance over what's so-called